So today I'd like to share with you the exact 10-step process that you should go through in order to buy an investment property within the next 60 days. Hi, my name is Tony Dorr from Your First Four Houses, and my channel is all about helping you achieve financial freedom through property. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification icon so that you don't miss out on any of the free content that I give you each and every week. So today I want to share my 10-point list of the actions that you need to take in order to secure that next investment property, and I'd like you to buy that property within the next 60 days, and believe me, that is absolutely possible. Now, I pulled these 10 points out of my big 50-point checklist, and I'm going to share that checklist with you at the end of this video. So be sure to go and check that out. Just download that list and you can go down all 50 points to make sure you don't miss anything at all. But let's jump into these 10 points. The very first one is define what it is that you're looking for. Now, I don't care whether you're looking for a single let, a house share, a commercial unit, maybe a renovation project, a plot of land, or whatever. In fact, whatever it is, you need to be really clear on what it is that you're looking for. And unlike me, when I first started out, not be distracted by all these property shiny pennies that you're seeing around you. Point number 2, speak to an independent mortgage broker. Now, I've talked about this many times before, haven't I? But let's be really clear on what it is you're actually looking to achieve here. You want to get yourself a decision in principle, and you want to do it now at this really early stage, because honestly, getting the finance secured can often be one of the biggest causes of delay when you're actually going out and buying an investment property. And agents, well, they love decisions in principle because it demonstrates to them that you are proceedable. You can buy that really good property if they put it under your nose. However, just be aware that it does leave a trace on your credit file. This isn't necessarily a negative thing, you just need to be aware of it. And whilst we're on the subject of these professional people, do you already have a solicitor? If you don't, you need to go and find a good one, and again, you need to do that at this very early stage. Point number 3. Connect with at least 5 great local estate agents. Now, you're looking for the right agents because you're going to want to build a relationship with them so that they come to you with their deals. Now, I've talked about how to build relationships with estate agents before, but it's so important that you find at least 5 really good ones and go in and see them. Sit down and speak to their senior negotiator. Don't forget, that person is going out to see property after property after property every single day. Do you think they're going to come across some really great deals? You want to be at the forefront of their mind when they find that incredible opportunity somewhere where you can maybe add value or develop it in some way. And the only way that's going to happen is if you put yourself in front of them and build a really good relationship with them. So as I say, go in and speak to their senior negotiator and make sure that you're crystal clear with them on what it is that you're looking for. Now, depending on what you're looking for, it might be that you're going to speak to a commercial estate agent. And I always like to fly the flag for independent agents, to be really honest with you, because with an independent estate agent, often you're going to walk in and actually speak to the owner of that firm. And they are, of course, a business owner. They're going to potentially get you in a way that maybe some of the bigger corporate entities might not. Point number 4, start looking. Now, I want you to actually go out and view 10 properties a week. And by that, I don't mean look on Rightmove at 10 properties. I mean walk through the front doors of 10 properties. And also ignore the asking price, because you don't actually know who's actually set that asking price. Sometimes, I've often seen it where an asking price can be grossly overinflated. And you want to try to offer on as many of those properties as you can. There should be a kind of no-brainer price whereby if you got it for that price, it's a no-brainer, you're definitely going to buy it. The more you look, the more you will recognize a good deal when it's put in front of you. And don't be afraid of properties that need a little bit of work doing to them. Most of the places that I bought, well, they've needed a lot of work, but there's real opportunities to add value there. Point number 5, do the math. I never know if it's math or maths, But either way, you've got to do the math. And I always say to people, really focus down on return on investment. I've done a great little video on this. You might want to check that out, which shows you exactly why return on investment, in my opinion, is far more important than yield. But you've got to actually calculate the return on the investment, and you've then got to compare it to other properties that maybe you're looking at. How does the one that you're looking at, return on the investment wise, compare to the others? And don't forget to factor in all of your costs. So I'm talking about the cost of borrowing, any management charges that may be involved. What about the maintenance or the updating of the property, any voids if you're renting it out? Factor all of these in. Also, what about if interest rates go up? Does this deal still stack for you? By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, I would love it if you could take a moment to click on that like button down there, if that's okay. It really helps me. Point number 6, ask yourself this question. Would you buy this property if it never went up in value? Now, I know that may be a little bit of an odd one, especially if you're relatively new to the property investing game, but I honestly think it's a great question to ask yourself because let's be honest, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know where the market's going over the next 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Sure, I think it's probably going to be going up long term, but I don't know for sure. So would you buy this property if it never went up in value? Point number 7, make the offer. This is obviously the easier bit, isn't it? But never ever overpay. Stick to what your best and final offer is. It's so easy to get pushed up by the estate agent, let's be honest. With no disrespect meant, they are salespeople after all. Their role in life is to try to get the most amount of money out of you. To be really honest with you, you should be hearing no far more than you're hearing yes. If you're hearing yes more often than you're hearing no, dare I say it, maybe you're offering too much. And consider offers maybe subject to planning permission. So you might find a great property, maybe you put in your offer subject to gaining planning to convert it into an HMO, subject to getting planning to do some kind of conversion or to build in the garden or whatever it is. Granted, estate agents might not like this because they could see that that's maybe a way that it falls out of bed. But if you're going to give the seller maybe just a little bit more than they're asking for, if you can get this planning, the seller might really, really love you for that. And think really hard before you actually up your offer. Point number 8, do your due diligence. You don't want to have any hidden surprises here. So one of the first things I always tell my students to do is to download the deeds and plan for the property that you're looking at. It'll only cost you about £6 for both of those. And it's amazing what you can actually pull down information-wise from both the deeds and the title plans. Speak to a planning agent. Speak to either a planning consultant or obviously go in and speak to the local planning officer if that's relevant for what you're actually going to be doing. And one of my big tips is to go and knock on the neighbours' doors. Drop your body posture, be apologetic for disturbing and bothering them, but just sort of ask about the neighbourhood. Ask about the property next door that you're looking at in a slightly kind of cheeky way. If you do that, you'll be amazed at the information that you can pull down. Point number 9 is the really easy one, and that's to close the deal. I don't really need to add a lot to that. Point number 10, reconnect with the estate agent once you've done the deal. Now this is so important. One of the big tips I always give people is to walk into the estate agency with a big box of Krusty Kreme donuts. It may sound silly, might cost you a tenner, but it's one of the best investments you could possibly make. And you want to ask this question. You want to ask, tell me, what other deals have you got coming in that I could maybe have a little look at? Don't forget, you've just proved yourself to be a buyer. They're most certainly going to want to put other properties under your nose. Now, maybe you yourself might not directly be able to finance that, but honestly, financing deals actually is one of the easier things to do. There are so many people around you that might want a joint venture with you, or there are so many other ways that you could actually construct a deal, but that's maybe a video for another time. I hope you found that one helpful. For more tips and tricks like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I add a lot of content each and every week and you don't want to miss out on it. And as I say, download this 50-point checklist because it's going to really help you the next time you buy your investment property. My name is Tony Dorr from Your First 4 Houses with online training that helps build your property portfolio.